And your choice are these criminals. Yeah? And if I say, Omoyele Sowore for president, 99% of all of you who are here watching me right now on a control level, you are going to tell me that, forget it, Maiyegun, it's not going to happen. And I will have no choice. I will agree with you because I know it's not going to happen. The system is never going to let that happen. You know what I'm talking about? So don't come here and think Maiyegun's diary, their batch and batch all these thieves, Tifnumbu and gang, is probably you are waiting for a day. Maiyegun is going to come here and say, yeah, you know, just because of after I think about it, I think we should get, oh boy, you go there foul. It will never happen. My job, my single job, which I have the right to, is to discourage you from participating in that nonsense. Because those who have been doing it, they have been getting the same results using the same system. The same system is the system that refused change, since it has refused any form of a change or anything to at least operate like the 21st century country, 21st century leadership. Since it has refused or rejected all kind of efforts, yeah, it is absolute nonsense to now say it is foolish not to participate in election. Which election? Which one? Nigeria election, where all of you already you don't drag yourself. Who is better between the Senile Tifnumbu and then another 65 years old man, fake Pastor Ruga, whose economic sense in the last 6 years is to give 10,000 naira to poor Nigerians to start trade so that they can lift 10 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years, giving 10,000 naira to poor people. Last, everything went down the drain. And yeah, those are your choices. So my job, which I have chosen, which I have the right to, is to discourage you. Don't join them. Don't. You have nothing to lose. They are going to write their name. You think your election, your vote is going to change that? Don't be that dumb. Come on. First, you have to accept that, yes, it is foolish not to participate in the election. It's your right. Of course, it's your right. But you don't have the right to exercise it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't. It's beyond just going out there to register to vote. We know more to it. As you get into their rubbish election, right, you are going to start hearing registered voters are not seeing their names. You register in Sokoto, you find your name in Ekiti. You register in, you register in Ibadan, you find your name somewhere in Zamfara. And blah, 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 blah. Your fingerprint, this is not working. Your permanent voter's card is going to be delivered so time. Oh, they found your your voter's card, undelivered voter's card, the 100,000, they found them somewhere in a bush. That's nonsense. That's what you're going to get used to as you move into it. Then it will make sense to you that you're wasting your time. This system, program it that way. If you think you can work with it, good luck to that. To you, my friends, don't waste your time. Don't join them. And do not ever get blackmailed into joining them. You have nothing to lose. Let them write their names. Okay? The more, and if you have noticed this APC, Egbekegbe, since they came in, they have done everything to make all of you, for those who get sense still, to make many, many of you so discouraged about election. Check out the voters turnout in most of their elections because of the threats. You have more security, more policemen, more soldiers than voters in election, like war. APC, Egbekegbe made that happen. And they also rejected electoral reform. The one that could have easily, somehow, ease things off, is how you conduct your election, how you select your representatives, and the rest of that. Enough that even if you're not going to take over the entire system from them, you can start taking the entire system in bits, until you kick them out. But they are not stupid. They are smart enough. They rejected any kind of reform. Are you mad? Reform waiting. Now the crazy thing say you're smart because you can speak English, you can speak grammar. Things say we are stupid. We know to say the whole thing. No, the whole thing is not working. Do you think we don't know? We know. But it's better that way. That's the best way. Then you want to waste your time to participate in such nonsense right before your eyes. You asked for electoral reform. They rubbished it. You have seen what that has become, Abi. Then you want to, Jenny, we all need to vote. I'm not saying you should not go and vote. But you, my friend, if you are smart enough, you will boycott it because there's something more to demand for. And that is when they continue to lose legitimacy. When they say, Ogun State governor elected by 7,000 people out of 5 million people. The day that the state is going to be taken over by 100,000, 200,000 people, we wait for their 7,000 people that voted for. You know what I mean? So you have nothing to lose. Abi, what have you gained since you have been following their election? Some of you have been predicting it. You have known those who could do better, who won't do better. Last, now BLLP. Loss. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time. Sowore once said that here, and I still don't know why. Many of you who also disagrees with the system are still finding it difficult to solidarize with Omoyele Sowore. Things have improved. I'm glad. Over time, majority of my friends right here, they don't disagree with Omoyele Sowore, despite the differences in the, what everyone is advocating for. The camaraderie, what do you call it? This brotherhood that we are building right here, right now, is getting better. But I mean, we should solidarize with people who are fighting the same system if we actually know what we are fighting for. Indeed. Just thought I should drop that. And talking about your one Nigeria. Look at yourselves. Take a look at this, right? One Nigeria is only for the show. Nigeria versus Egypt. Hey, Super Eagles. See, I love this. This is what Nigeria used to be. Everybody used to be so nice. Everybody used to love one another, support one another. There was no much bickering that could, that could make us so kind of despise one another. Hey, I love this. Lies. When they blow the final whistle, pull, you come back to that reality. Because throw it on the table. Why? What do you think about Igbo presidency? In all fairness, if with everything that you have witnessed in the last 6 years alone, I've taught you nothing about Nigeria, it should have shown you that the rulers of Nigeria, they don't like the Igbos, except the Igbos who are in bed with them, just like the Yorubas who are also in bed with them. Because if you look at every other thing they've done, apart from the fact that we are sharing the same criminal punishment from these criminals, look at what they are doing to the Igbo. So throw it on the table. Yoruba man, Yoruba woman, Fulani, Awusa, Ijo, Ishekiri, Efik, Tife, and all. You know what I mean? Put everybody together. I can tell you this, free of charge. When you throw this into the midst of the one Nigerian, their reaction is going to be the same. You will see how they are going to tell you that, they don't trust the Igbos to be president. One Nigeria. No, the Igbos have to belong. And you say, okay, which caucus the Katsina people belong to, that they produced Yaradua and they also produced Buhari? No other caucus other than they belong to the northern Nigeria, where criminal elite have already kidnapped the destiny of their own people. So all you need is just their own endorsement. They have the Igbos who have been in Buhari's government. They have the Igbos who have been Buhari's ministers. They have Igbos who have been Buhari's advisors. But guess what? Throw it on the table. There is no qualified Igbo to lead Nigeria. Not because there is no qualified Igbo, right? It is because the system was not put together with the Igbos in mind. The Igbos are never in mind. And this fact is one of the reasons why they are so scared to have a real conversation around restructuring, a real conversation around a new constitution and all of that, because it has gotten to a point whereby it simply means if you want to keep Nigeria, you would have to share things equally, including power. There is an unwritten code that an Igbo man will never be president of Nigeria. And look at me very well, yeah? Every 4 years, they play that card of why not Igbo presidency? Why not Igbo presidency? But psychologically, they have ingrained it in the brains of majority of all those who claim to be one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Nah, will you vote for an Igbo? They conducted a poll in northern Nigeria sometimes in 2020. It's not that massive, but they said they conducted a poll of about 200,000 people in about 14 states in northern Nigeria. And the question, there are just two questions. Will you vote for a Christian as president, and will you vote for an Igbo president? Yeah? Guess what? 88% of those who responded, yeah, they said no, never. Only 12% or so said why not? They will vote. And people came back, they said those 12%, they are likely the Igbo traders who have been living in northern Nigeria. And of course, as they are there, they will vote for whether na Yoruba president, or they will vote for whether na Fulani or Hausa president. Or so if you ask them, they will tell you, yeah, I'll vote for an Igbo. But you see the core north, they actually would never vote it. So it is considered as a political suicide for any political party right now in Nigeria. It's unwritten, no, it is unwritten, but it exists, right? It's like a suicide. If you now say, oh yeah, the next presidential candidate of PDP, Peter Obi. People know how Peter Obi made his money. Maybe you know how Peter Obi made his money. Do you know how Tifnubu made his money? Simple question. If you ask them, how did Tifnubu make his money? Now fight. They will start fighting you. How did your father make his money? Go and bring your father. Is it Tinubu that said your father should not make money? I say, now simple question. Why you dey fight? It's all trash. Ask me better question. Okay. How did Tifnubu make his money? You see, you don't have any good question. I said, answer that. Come on. But people know how Peter Obi made his money. Peter Obi, when he was governor, right? But he's an Igbo man. Right? People just use him as an example of Igbo candidate that can never be president, except if they now drag that Igbo president, Igbo candidate, drag him to the north and say, you mullahs, Tifnubu can't help you. Let's put their card on the table and see what they did when they were all governors. This and that, right? Maybe that can make an Igbo man president in Nigeria. Do you get that now? So it's an unwritten one. And then you sit in a place and they are talking about one Nigeria. And you are upset that some people don't believe in that trash. That some people, after tracing the genesis of what, this whole thing didn't happen overnight. They started sometimes a long time ago. Now Buhari come expose everything, make everybody come see clearly, say, oh boy, Nigeria is not for you. But you are sitting somewhere, throw it open. Why can't we have an Igbo president? A Yoruba man will be like, I'm a Yoruba man. I would rather support a Yoruba president. It doesn't have any other reason than that same Nigeria selfish mentality that only serves the purpose of those who believe that they stand to benefit than the others. Do you understand that now? In fairness, they need to fight for it. Let them go wear glove. Or what? It is an unwritten one. The same reason why Nigeria will never willingly elect Igbo president is because, one, the system will never let a fair election elect a better leader or a better candidate for all positions through a free and fair system. The system says Northern Nigeria holds about 70% of the votes that determines who win election in Nigeria, right? And at the same time, they also control the umpire that decide which election is legit, which election is not legit. Now, it's so worse, right? It's even worse. Now, they also control the military, the police that should be neutral in an election. Do you know they are not? You know what I mean, right? Now, not just that. When they are done, and you think, okay, I've managed to get the evidence of all their fraud. This is not an election. This is fraud, right? Then you approach the court. They control that court. That is what you call the system. That is pretty much like a 10 steps ahead of you. Why should you have to put yourself through that? Is the question. Why? It is a rigged system, and a system that can never elect an Igbo president. It's the same system that will never elect the young person to lead Nigeria. Open your eyes. It is the system. They call it the class war. Obviously it is, but you just have to find where or which part of this class you belong to. The upper class, the lower class. There is no middle class. It is the system that will make a system where a country of over 200 million people have the population of 70 to 72% of that population of young people in the population of 200 million. We're talking about a country of 160 or 170 million young people. But they can't elect their own leaders. They can never elect one of themselves. No. The system will not let that. So think about that. So what is your one Nigeria? You do it until they finally take away your citizenship. Me, I don't know when they will take my own away. I don't even know if they have taken it already. Okay. But you see, if APC, Egbe, continue, and mind you, let's be honest too, in all honesty, as Nigeria stands right now, there is nothing, absolute nothing that can stop APC, Egbe, deciding who is going to be your next president. And please, don't brag. I didn't just say that. I have my reasons, and I always prefer to use the antecedent rather than assumption. These guys can rig election. Whatever they want to do, they can do. They have, and you probably will want to protest, but you know what that means? It's death sentence. You have seen people who protested against the decisions and the actions of this government. You have seen how many people killed. You have seen how many people locked up. You have seen how many people exiled. That's how brutal they are. And they will do it again and again, especially when they are now desperate to cover up. So if they ever conduct any election for you at all, they have the capacity to rig it. And they give no damn about whatever you want to say or do. So that's why some people believe that it is only APC that can stop APC. How? They have to self-destruct. You watch them explode. Watch them tear themselves apart. Apart from that, brothers and sisters, Ogun to tough one is a very tough one. Psychologically, physically, APC came to do three things: to steal, to steal, to destroy, and to kill. All these are what they are doing. The longer they are, the worse it will become. And in this regard, except the people now said, enough, which is what we are all waiting for. They will trigger you. It's called self-destruct. You get so powerful to some point that you feel like, I can do whatever I like. Damn it, off it. I can do whatever I want. International community is never going to, they are never going to sanction me anyway. Yeah, they're not going to sanction me. Kill them if they do any nonsense. Then you become so powerful that you believe that you are unstoppable. That's what I'm saying right now. Then you explode. It will be internal burst. Denying people justice, ramming people into prisons, and then shutting media houses, making things like it is Armageddon, right? You should do everything within your power. Look at me very well. Your education is destroyed. Your healthcare is destroyed. Your security is stolen. Your borders are porous. Your economy in shambles. Your naira worthless. Your leaders, bunch of crooks. Your children endangered. Your women, endangered. The aged, the disabled and the invalid and all that, vulnerable people became endangered. And if you look around you, the Nigeria that is happening to everyone can happen to you anytime from now. Before that happens, you see this agent of those, the agent who brought this upon you, they are now trying to gloss them over, remake them, remodel them, and they are bringing them back to you as your saviors and all that. Do everything within your power to reject them, resist them. Maiyegun, who should we then vote for? Must you vote? The one you did in 2015, how far? What about the one in 2019? How far with it? It brought you nothing but misery. But you know what? If the number is right, you can boycott the whole thing. Have your way. Some of you still don't imagine that happening, Abi. It will happen. That's why we say when APC self-destructs, our job before they self-destruct, our job is to make sure that many of you are never caught in the trap of all these hungry boys. They are doing their WhatsApp meeting right now. Okay? They are doing WhatsApp meeting. By the time they are done, by tomorrow, you will see them everywhere. Nigeria said they have, Buhari said they have lifted the Twitter ban in Nigeria. Hey, good news. Tifnubu's campaign team will now have a Twitter. They are going to tell you about Tifnubu on Twitter. Hey, we are so happy to see you, Abi. Yeah. So they have lifted the ban. So which means you are going to see a lot of them now. Now 1,000 naira recharge card per day. From the billions they have stolen from you, from your destiny they have already looted from you, your children and the rest of them, that you have no certainty of what their future holds. There's actually no future in real sense of it, yeah? Your children and the rest of them, 1,000 naira a day on social media. Shut up your mouth. Where's your baba? That's what they will say. Our questions are not really tough, okay? We know Tifnubu is a crook. We know those around him are criminals. We know the system they operate is a crooked system, right? But we also know that he's got the cover of the system to do and aspire for whatever he wants. Listen to me. It is his right, just like it is your right to say you want to be anything as a Nigerian, okay? At the same time, it is also your right to say, no, I'm not going to be part of that nonsense. If you choose to. So it is Tifnubu's right to contest. It is your right to make sure that it fail. Do you know that? Don't let anybody tell you that go and bring your candidate. You don't have any candidate in a rigged election, in a rigged system. Don't waste your time. Use your energy. Tell people. But they said if we don't vote, they will write it. Let them write it. Boycott it. Begin to build the mentality of boycotting it. That's where you build the number. When you have that number of boycotting their rubbish, oh man, when the time comes to push back, it won't be hard to you. It won't be surprising to you. In fact, you have a reason to push back because their illegitimacy will irritate you. I can bet on that. Don't waste your time. The last time you voted, and now can you say that again? Can you say that? That's again. It's obviously it's a waste. So they just told me now that my time is up. So which means I'm going to open the line. Yeah. So, but before I do that, you guys are going to give me 2 minutes. I'm going to try and make myself a hot tea. Just listen to the song, okay? Make myself a hot tea. Come back here, and then I will start taking calls. Remember, that number on your screen is the number to call in through WhatsApp, okay? I will be back soon.